At this time, I'd like to remind you that I'm not your financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. My YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes only and to document my journey in the crypto space. I encourage you to pause the video at this time to read the full disclaimer. And now let's get on with the show. Hey, welcome back, guys, to the Crypto Wave. Been following this platform for a while. If you guys have seen my previous videos, very promising, very fun, but also just under the radar. Dapp over on the Ethereum blockchain. Developer on this, I've actually been communicating with one of the developers for quite a while, actually since last year when the whole ETH dapp space was just blowing up. He's been working on this baby for quite a while. So I just thought I'd do an intro on some of the features that are currently present on the site, talk about kind of my opinion on it, and then we kind of go forward from there. So, well, first let's turn this off so we don't get distracted. So this is it's called Hypereth. Now there's also this kind of ridiculous FOMO type of Hypereth also out there. Don't get confused. This is spelled correctly, Hypereth. There's one that's Hypir, which is a BS site, so don't bother going with that one. And what's the premise of this? So there's multiple things kind of included with this. There's obviously the Hypereth. It's about Hypereth button. It'll tell you a lot of the specifics. That's this main site right here. And this is where you're going to get a lot of information. Anybody back from the Ethereum days knows about MetaMask. MetaMask looks like this. It's a little fox that you download on the Chrome browser. And this is what lets you interact with the platform itself and interact with Ethereum blockchain. Very similar to the Tron wallet and the IOST wallet and all those types of things, but this one's called MetaMask. Super easy to use. There's actually a link on the front of the Hypereth that'll tell you how to download and use MetaMask. So this is kind of the overall. It's a platform that has an exchange as well as staking as well as games. So let's get into it a little bit. Some of the specific details. So as you purchase, and I'll go into this a little bit more later, but as you purchase Hypereth tokens, the more tokens you hold, the more dividends you get from buys and sells on the exchange itself. You can also create what they call is a hyperstake. And you'll get 1% on what you're staking of your tokens. We'll go into that in just a minute as well. And then there's also games that are going to be on this. This is the roadmap. It's actually been updated just recently as they've been releasing some of their games. And then here's some of the developers. This gentleman here, over here, Kron, that's the one I've actually been talking to for quite a while. Since last year, like I said, he's really, really committed to getting this thing off the ground. So with that being said, let's kind of dig into it a little bit. So first and foremost, let's talk about the Hypereth exchange. So here's the exchange itself. So this is where you're actually buying and selling your Hyper tokens with Ethereum. Currently, there's 14 ETH in the contract. That's equivalent to about 52,000 Hypereth tokens and a total of about $2,000 at current Ethereum price. He put right onto the site here. This is a graph showing the ups and downs of people buying and selling. When you have MetaMask, such as right here, this is mine, and it is activated and linked on. Basically, all you really need to do is whatever you have in Ethereum, you type in the amount of Ethereum that you would like to purchase. When you put in that Ethereum, you hit buy tokens, and at that point, as you can see down here, it'll put Hypereth tokens into your wallet. I currently have 443. That's equivalent value of about 0.2 Ethereum, or roughly about $35 at current price. To the right of that is your dividend balance. So as people buy or sell their Hypereth tokens, you'll actually gain value in the equivalent to the tokens that you hold in the overall pot. So with that being said, anytime you buy, there is a 20% fee to buy the Hypereth token, meaning 20% of what you purchase goes into the pool, feeding those that are already active in the pool. Secondly, if you sell your token, so if you sell to get your Ethereum back, there's a 13% sell fee, and again, 10% of that goes to the Hypereth token holders. So again, it pays to buy early, and it pays to hold long, and it pays to try and hold it as long as you can and collect those divs as the contract, as you can see, kind of goes up and down. All these these peaks and valleys are gaining divs for other people. So once you have that, so here is your dividend balance. So again, at the moment, I have 0.019. I cleared it out recently, so this is what it's about 32 cents worth of USD. All you really need to do is click on, you can do reinvest, and what that'll do is it'll purchase more Hyper tokens at the current Hypereth price, or you can do withdrawal, and this kicks it directly back to your MetaMask wallet. So that is the exchange. It's pretty basic. Anybody who's been involved with the Ethereum blockchain dapp space, or even the Tron dapp space, very, very similar. This isn't anything new and fancy. So next, let's talk about the Hyper node activation. If you gain 100 Hyper tokens, meaning you purchase enough to have 100 Hyper tokens, what that does is it activates your sharing link, which you can then share, promote, and get referrals on. I'll put this in the description of the video below. You click on that, it actually gives me a little bit of percent. What that does is about 10% from any of the buys that are triggered using this link. And anybody can do that once they have 100 Hypereth token. So the other thing you can do is if you want to transfer your tokens, so if I want to send some of my tokens to someone else, you can actually send tokens and transfer it and send that to an address of somebody of your choosing. So, and then here's the most recent transactions below, and this is just more of a, this is kind of do your own research and read the bottom there. Okay, next up, let's talk about the Hyper stake. All right, guys, Hyper stake. So what is this? So again, there was some activity in the past on the Ethereum network that was called staking. What is staking doing? It's just like if you were to stake your other cryptocurrency. What that basically means is you can actually take some of the tokens that you've purchased on the exchange, you can then stake them. And what does that do? So at the moment, I have 200 Hyper tokens staked. Overall, there's 11,000 of the 50 some odd thousand we just looked at being staked, which is about 30% of all the tokens out there. So what does this do? You can actually type in here the amount of Hypereth that you want to. Now it does have to have a minimum, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's 100 Hyper. No, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe that's not the case. So anyway, what you basically do is you type in the amount of the tokens that you currently own. You type in the amount you want to stake, and once you hit deposit Hyper tokens, MetaMask opens, you accept that, and what happens is now you're actually accumulating more Hyper tokens by holding those tokens. Kind of an incentive for buying and holding and supporting the platform. You'll actually get more of these tokens. Now you can actually reinvest these tokens, or you can withdraw these tokens. If you withdraw these tokens, there is a 10% fee that goes to the existing staking contract. So again, all buys and sells will help feed those that are supporting the platform going forward. And one cool feature about this actually is you have the withdraw all tokens from staking, which will actually just kind of clear you out altogether, giving you the availability to go back to the exchange and sell those tokens if you want to, or transfer them to somebody else. So very unique, actually, combining the exchange with the staking as well. I like that about this site. So now let's get to the fun stuff, actually, because this is where you can actually, I feel like this can start setting itself apart, which is going to be the games and such that are applied on here. Okay, guys, so this is what I think is going to kind of set this apart and why it's surprising to me that it hasn't got a lot of play yet. So on this, if you remember the Ethereum games in the past, it was all these kind of ROI and first one in, last one out, try to take from the minnows where the whales are taking everything. This one actually is including games that are built on the UI, meaning built on this website directly, and only the exchange, the currency exchanges or the settlements are happening on the blockchain. So once you own Hyper tokens, so if you see right here, I actually funded my gameplay. Imagine this as an old arcade. The tokens that you purchased on the exchange, you need to have those tokens in order to play the games. I currently have one Hyper, but you can, if you click the fund button here, when you click fund, it'll actually allow you to fund as many as you would like based off of what you are currently holding. Now, once you do that, you can actually come down here and create a room and, in essence, bet the amount. So here's all the bets that have previously come down. Someone won 16, someone won 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. So what you do, since I have 1 in my token balance, is basically a quarter in the pocket, you can bet that 1 and create a game. And when active users are on here, it activates this game here, which is actually pretty sweet. So there's nobody currently on here, but let me see. Usually there's like a little bot in here that you can kind of come after. So the point of this game actually is you have 2 bars. You got the energy bar and you got your shooter bar. If you left mouse click, you can see you start blasting some things. The up arrow makes you go forward. Moving the mouse around obviously moves you around. Now if you right click while flying forward, you get boost, so you can kind of outpace some people. And basically what you're doing is, I believe they're going to have up to 4 people in here at a time that you can then basically, oh, look at that. Somebody just popped up. Hold on. I thought I saw him. I guess not. I'll try and get on with the dev and get some played on this. So in essence, what you're doing is you're going to go around, you're going to try and blast people out. When you blast them and their energy bar goes down, which is the green bar on top of your chip here, you win. And you win the tokens that were bet on that particular gameplay. Now, one thing I didn't realize, but now I do. One is you only have so much blaster available, so if you right click, if you see that purple bar on the right side is eventually going to run down. Same thing with the blaster. You can't continuously blast because that orange bar is eventually going to run out of space. However, which I didn't realize in the beginning was, look at all these little stars right here. Boom. These colored stars help you. This will actually raise your energy level and such, and then this actually, if you were getting blasted, these colors here, and I apologize, I'm colorblind, these actually get your energy back up. So you can actually gain energy as you're flying around blasting people and such. Really fun. The site itself is still pretty dang new, so there's not a whole lot of people playing it, but again, I think it's flying under the radar. This is the kind of stuff that I like, because you actually can use your credits and use your tokens to play against others, which no other dapp had that, and it's fun. So that's the first one. That is the actual, that's the hyperspace one. There's also going to be a Hypo Lotto. Now this link is not actually active quite yet, so we won't be able to go into that at this moment. But let's go into the next one, which is actually really cool, which is called Hypershot. All right, I'm going to try and record this here. I got a hold of one of the developers. So we can play this. I want to show you. So I had a 1 token funded. I created a game. He just accepted. So I'm green on right. He's red on left. And so as you can tell, it's kind of it's basically like a Pong. Now, if I'm not mistaken, when I was talking with him, it actually goes, it'll start picking up speed faster and faster, kind of improve, like making the game challenging as you go. But in essence, it's basically Pong. He actually added some really cool features. I like this flaming ball thing he's got going on here. That's kind of new. So that you can see it's actually getting faster and faster now. He might beat me here. He's getting some good dang angles. Oh, he got me. All right, so 1-0. Start slow again. I believe it's first to 7. Oh, what the heck? I wasn't paying attention. I think it's I think it's first to get 7. So let's see if I can't make an ultimate comeback here against him. Make sure you keep your mouse on the playing field. If you take it off, sometimes the paddle won't respond. So it's starting to speed up now. Let's see if I can get a good angle. Oh, gosh, dang it. Oh, I was trying to get it right on the bottom edge of my paddle. He is schooling me right now. It is 4-0 him. Gosh dang it. Hey, there we go. I got one. So I was trying to angle it off, see, like he just did. I was trying to angle it off of my paddle at just the right angle to try and see like he did. See, I don't know. This is not going to go well. Oh, there we go. I got it. Sneak it past him. Nope. Coming down. Let's see if I can't get this. Still 4-1. Got him. 4-2. So this is the Hypershot, actually. And I know he's still doing some tweaks and things like that. And it will as he improves the gameplay. And best, he got 5-2. I lost. Beautiful. I love it. All right, I'm gonna go back and chat with him, but at least now we saw what it looks like. Okay, guys, quick addition to the video. I sorry the video is kind of cattywampus, but I want to show you they just released the Hyper Lotto on this as well. When I originally did the video, they didn't have the Hyper Lotto yet. It's been a hectic week, hectic month, really. So I apologize. This is kind of pieced together. So thanks for bearing with me, and thanks for watching all the way through to the end. So Hyper Lotto was added. This is just another way to drive some volatility to the hyper tokens that are on here. And basically what it is, it's a lotto. You fund your account just like you would with the Hypershot and Hyperspace. Once you have tokens funded, you can actually put you can purchase tickets. So we'll do that here. Let's just get one ticket so I can show you. You're buying one ticket, okay. And what that does is it puts your address in, and it says right here, here's the last buyer, which is me now, to win a pot. And you win a percentage of the jackpot, basically. And what that does is that'll give you more hyper tokens, which again you can then come over to the hyper exchange, and then the hyper exchange is where you can buy and sell these tokens for Ethereum. So another cool little feature, and again I apologize, the video is kind of all over the place, but I've had a hectic work month. I won't even get into it. I won't bore you with the details, but hopefully I'll have some more videos coming out soon with some other games and things that I'm into. In fact, just for the heck of it, let's do a couple more of these. Let's do like 3 more. Let's do that. Give it a second to pop in here. Not quite. There you go. All right, now we're good. All right, so thanks for watching. Have fun, you guys. Let me see if actually before I go, let's see if there's anybody on Hyperspace. Any games available here? No games at the moment. No worries. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, put some comments below if you have any questions. Also, if you have any platforms that you're actually looking into, also let me know. That way we can all kind of look into it together, and I'll be more than happy to view and critique, and let's go make some crypto together on some of these fun crypto spaces. All right, guys. Till next time.